Okay, Chairman.
Right. Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Barrowford and Western Parishes. First item on the agenda is declarations of interest, and members are reminded of the legal requirements concerning declarations of interest. Have we any declarations of interest? No? Okie doke. Second item on the agenda is public question times. No. Have we any public questions?
No.
No?
No.
Thank you. Third item, to approve or otherwise minutes of the meeting held on the 3rd of September 2020. Will somebody move those?
Propose we move.
Move, thank you. Move second, all in favour, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Police and community safety issues. We've no police here tonight.
No, they were invited to the meeting, but nobody's here, and the crime statistics haven't been circulated yet, but it is only the 1st of October.
Well,
so,
it is, yes. We're very early with this meeting, aren't we? So,
sorry. Yeah. Once I get those, I'll forward them to councillors.
right, thank you very much, Joanne. So,
this, Madam Chairman, this is about the 4th meeting, Mr. Madam, with no police. Is it a problem to get one of the police to come on our meeting? I mean, that's about nearly 4th meeting, and none of the police ever been available.
they do normally try and attend. In fact, they're very good. I haven't actually seen Mark for a bit. Mark did. So.
They must be busy.
We can ask them to try to come to the next meeting.
Yes, but as Joanne pointed out, this meeting is at least a week earlier than it normally is, so it's obviously the reason we haven't got the crime statistics. Which I think is one of the most important things, actually getting the statistics. Right, planning applications. We've just got the one planning application, and it's erection of one detached dwelling with attached garage, access only at 425 Gisborne Road, Blacko. Catherine, do you want to talk us through this?
Madam Chair, there's no updates on this, so it's as per the report, recommended for approval. It's an outline application with access only, so they would have to submit a reserved matters with details of the design materials, landscaping, and things like that. So there's not a lot really to look at in terms of the plans. It's just purely the red edge. We have approved another dwelling adjacent to this property as well. That went through under delegated. I think because in the case of that one, we didn't get as many objections. People have objected more to this one, and that's why it's before members tonight. But I don't think there's any objections from the Parish Council, so it's just purely on the principle of it from the nearby residents.
Yeah. Councillor McAvoy, do you know if there's any objection from the parish?
No. What we've got, obviously, is the report that we've got from the Parish Council. We did discuss it. I won't read what's written on the document because people have actually read it. I mean, I appreciate the objections that people have raised, but none of them, from a planning perspective, none of them would be there's any justifiable cause to even think about review. I'm more than happy to propose acceptance.
Oh, thank you very much, Councillor McAvoy. I'll second that. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Leonte.
Yes, I have no problem.
You have no problem?
No problem.
No problem, Councillor Turner, no problem.
No problem.
So
I visited the site and I'm happy.
It has been proposed and seconded that this application be approved. All in favour, please. Councillor Turner?
Yes.
Yes. Councillor Leonte? Councillor McAvoy? Yes. Yes. I'm in favour, so that's majority in favour. Thank you very much. Planning appeals, we've still just got the one outstanding planning appeal, which is for Higham.
Yeah, there's no update on that, Madam Chairman. There's no update on that, Madam Chair.
Update on that,
We've sent the statement off, so I expect it will be a couple of months before we get any response on that.
Enforcement? Have we only getting any further with Spenbrook?
Well, through you, Madam Chairman, we went up onto the site on Friday because we've got a new application in and also to check what was going on the site. And work just seemed to have ceased on site at the moment. So I think they're waiting for further information from ourselves. So we are dealing with that. So in terms of impact, there's very little at the moment. We are concerned about the trees to the rear of the site and the amount of soil and things, and that has been raised with the developer.
Yeah, it'd be rather nice to get it off the list of enforcement, wouldn't it?
It would. I think until it's finished, it's as well to those notices have been served. So yeah, I think it's as well to keep it on until the site's finished off. Thank you.
Do we know whether the second one, to close up the access by reinstating Stonewall, do we know whether this has been done or not?
No, and apologies, Madam Chair. We should have checked on that, so I will do that and see where that
seems to have been there for a long time.
Yes, I think it got caught up in the lockdown and everything with the date to comply, and I'm not sure whether we've been out and inspected it, but I will check on that, and if we haven't, then we will do that.
Right, thank you very much, Catherine. Right, national planning reforms. We have a report on this.
Madam Chairman, sorry, there was a third one. I presume we're just accepting that.
Have you got them and I haven't?
It's on the reverse side.
Sorry, I never read the reverse side. Oh, it's the one roughly, yeah. Do you know whether that's been done or not?
I have seen something come in on that, so I will check on that and let you know. I think we have got a conditions discharge, and I think that's it might be as part of that. So I will check on that and come back to you and let you know where we are.
Yes, because normally Mr. Walker tries to keep on top of it happening in roughly. So. Right, we'll go back to the national planning reforms. We do have a report on it, which has been very kindly circulated. Are there any questions on this?
Madam Chairman.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam Chairman, I've read this and I've read our response, the letter of our response. Could I say that the graph on page, excellent, there's no page number, on the third page of our response is very difficult to read. It's very difficult to read and would have been nice if it had been perhaps a little larger. However, on the question. Let's get it. On reading the report, I can see what the concept of the report is, but I'm very concerned as we are actually opening a cattle door for elephants to come charging through, that in long term, this will, without question, leave opportunity for developers to go down the PIP route. And once that has been done, where we are simply having to look after the potential of the necessity of houses, if a combined authority is instigated either by the government or by the council in agreement, it could leave us in a very difficult state with the rest of a combined authority. And on the third page, the second page of our response, paragraph 1, 2, 3, paragraph 4, where we showed concern by the proposals enable major developments to adopt planning in principle, is perhaps clearly outlining my concerns as well on that. And on paragraph 6, where the council welcomes the government's decision to amend the standard methodology, when one reads that, one sees where it is to be used on a population data. Now, my concerns will be if a combined authority becomes established and the industrial part and the development part for industry becomes a major part of the new combined authority, we could unfortunately catch the backwash with the residential into some rather undesirable possibilities that are there. The response that is going in clearly outlines a number of questions that have been raised and issues that I think are shared not only by officers but also by members. And question 25 and question 26 clearly shows that the council doesn't agree and that we need far better consultation in these matters, and I support the comments that they have made most emphatically, and I'm a little more than concerned on the whole concept of it, as it seems like a charter that developers would be paying high money to get their hands on, because it just opens the cart door. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you very much, Councillor Dale. Yes, I mean, we'll have to see what happens when our comments have been received and the response we get to them. Anything else on this? Doesn't seem long since we were last talking about national planning reforms, does it?
No, Madam Chairman, they were quite recent, the new MPPF, and of course this and the MPPG that will be coming forward does outline quite clearly the opportunities of variance, and unfortunately a little bit ambiguous in the comments that the government are making on it.
Yeah. Right, thank you very much. So, financial matters, the capital programme. We've got the report from Liaison. And we still have £2,016 uncommitted. We do have one bid in, which is one that we didn't actually deal with at the last meeting, and it's from Scouts, St Thomas's Scouts.
Madam Chairman, my apologies. Can I register a non-prejudicial interest
Well, it is a
in the meeting?
non-prejudicial, so you don't really need to. So.
Yeah, I'm just making the point.
Get paid.
Yeah. Oh, I no, it cost me.
Oh.
Could I make a comment? Could I make a? Sorry, who was that?
No, you're all right. Go on.
Okay. Can I make a comment on this? That and I do bear in mind Madam Chairman's concerns on match funding. That I actually did a little bit of investigation. The original application for what was going to be proposed here was for something like £6,000 worth of work to be done, of which the Scouts have already paid £2,300 out. They've identified and located the container. They've had the container moved and located. They've had the fencing that they were looking for installed in there. And they have also had a number of other avenues of work that is being put into there. The concept of the application, and first of all, I understand that Mr. Titchener has spoken with Blackout, because unfortunately, and with great respect, the opportunity of the marquee that was offered is unfortunately unsatisfactory for them to operate as an overall avenue. That they're looking for a 12-man larger tent so that they can then hold meetings in there, because the church is unable to accommodate meetings. At the moment, all the leaders, the Beavers, the Cubs and the Scouts, are in fact transmitting by hand boxes on a weekly basis to Scouts, Cubs, Beavers, so that they can then have a Zoom meeting, and the Zoom meeting then gives them the opportunity of earning their badges. And also, all through this year, they have not charged any donations or contributions that are normally paid, the subs, because they're not attending in any location, and they're having to pay all this out of the Scouts reserves that they've got, which are not lasting forever. And by acquiring this tent, the other thing that is desperate is that one of the leaders does not have a laptop or a PC, and they are looking to acquire a PC or a laptop so that he can then use it.
So can I just interrupt, Councillor Turner? At the moment, we're talking about this bid that's in front of us. We're not talking about a bid for a laptop.
It is on the bid. It's IT equipment on the bid, number 7.
But I didn't realise that was a personal IT equipment.
No, it's not personal. It's the Scouts that will be used only in the Scouts group, and that as such will have the security, because it will obviously be talking of the Beavers, the Cubs and the Scouts, and will not be using personal IT equipment, because otherwise of the safety under data protection.
Thank you. Right, so we've got the bid in front of us, and it's for £4,000. We already know it, that we have actually got. Funding available, so would somebody like to move that we accept this bid?
Could I propose that we accept a bid on £2,000?
Right, thank you.
I'm happy to second that.
That's £2,000 as opposed to the 4,000 being requested.
Yeah.
You've only got £2,000 in the pot.
Yes, sorry, I read it as 20.
Sorry.
I do that quite often, so.
And can you write me a checklist?
Yeah. You'll see out my own bank account. So, right. So it's been moved and seconded that we accept a bid for £2,000 from the Scouts. Everybody in favour?
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. I favour that.
In favour? Yeah, Councillor McAvoy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That's all in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
All in favour? Yes.
Right, thank you. Right, we've got the meeting somewhere which I can't find at the moment. The traffic liaison meeting. Has anybody any queries on any of these?
Madam Chairman, if I may, sorry. On page 3, Halstead Lane, Gisborne Road, Barrowford, can I ask what the response that is coming through on that? Sorry, my apologies. It's the Gisborne Road Higher Ford one, not the Halstead Lane. My apologies for that. Gisborne Road Higher Ford, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one down on page 3. The informal consultation period has ended. Can I ask what has actually been agreed on that? Because the Parish Council did register a concern on it with the parking, and it would be nice to know what was actually agreed. If someone could perhaps let me know at a later stage. And also, when we go on to 6.2, 6.2 Barrowford Road, Barrowford, is the proposed Toucan crossing, which of course is a response from the new development on Trothlave. Again, this is a suggestion of moving this Toucan crossing. Where are they going to move it to? How far up? Because there is concern, and I certainly have concern as well, that is a very busy road. And obviously when these houses are built, there will be a number of parents and small children having to use this crossing early on in the morning to go to school. And as a consequence of that, it would be nice to know where it's going. They've agreed to put in a Toucan crossing, but ideally, can we make sure that it is reasonably located near to the junction with Rivers Way? Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Yes, it is difficult when there are so many other things as the roundabout, and I'm afraid that is something that we're going to have to. We can put our suggestions into Lancashire County Council.
Madam Chair, if I may come back on that, they did suggest on the one for the Toucan crossing that the matter is to be referred back to the meeting at a future date. Is it possible that we could ask for representation at that meeting, either from Barrowford Parish Council, or if you wanted to, I would attend, just to report back both to this committee and also to advise Barrowford.
Yes, I'm sure actually if we let Sandra or Neil know our views on it, they will make sure that they are heard at the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. reopening of Barrowford Town Centre. As far as I'm concerned, I've nothing to report on this because none of the bodies concerned, the Parish Council, have not had a meeting, and the Heritage Centre had a very brief meeting, so and they haven't got one scheduled for them.
Madam Chairman, I understand that the Parish Council requested a meeting with the Heritage Centre. 3 dates were provided, of which the Parish Council agreed to one of them, but did ask that perhaps the meeting could be minuted and an agenda be circulated. The suggested date was cancelled just before the meeting was due to take place. It is important that we get this meeting, because the most important thing is that we want to make sure that we get the use of the ERDF money, certainly before we leave Europe on January the 1st.
Yes, I think this is the problem with so few places having meetings at the moment. It's so. I know the Pentle Heritage Centre are actually having Zoom meetings or team meetings, but they don't seem to be having terribly many. And I'm sorry that they did cancel a meeting with the Parish Council, because I know they are keen to get a meeting going with the Parish Council. But
I'm sure, Madam Chairman, that the Zoom team meeting would be most acceptable, and the sooner it's done and organised, the better, I think, for all to get together.
Well, I will have a word with the chairman of the Heritage Centre.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
To get something going. Are the Parish Council doing Zoom meetings?
Not at the moment.
I understood they weren't.
Not at the moment. I have asked if we could perhaps do that, and I will continue to ask, and I will, if we can arrange a Zoom meeting, I will arrange that representatives from the parish are available for doing the meeting at Heritage Centre's convenience.
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Black Oak Parish Council managed to have their first Zoom meeting last week. So it's doable. If Black Oak
Very
Parish
good. I think one of the big problems is there's far more members of Barrowford Parish Council than there are of Black Oak. I think you only have 6 members of Black Oak Parish Council.
Yeah.
We have 12 members of Barrowford. So it is more difficult to get everybody organised. And not everybody is terribly computer literate.
No, I mean, the clerk of the Parish Council had to go to 1 or 2 people's houses and sort them out so they were able to access Zoom. But it did work well. When we got it, when it's up and running, it does work well.
Well, I'll mention it to the chairman of Barrowford Parish Council and the clerk and see if we can get something going.
Madam Chairman, Mark Gibbs in the lobby.
Mark Gibbs is in the lobby, yes. So we'll see if we can get something done about this meeting.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Tackling contamination in recycling bins. One of the recommendations is the report be noted and that further reports are presented in due course. I'm sorry we haven't got David Walker with us, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Wayne, no offence.
Noted.
Yeah, noted.
Noted, yes. I don't quite know what we can do about it. It's very difficult because a lot of people are still confused about what they put in which bin.
Chairman, do you want to move back to the police item since we have Mark Dibb?
Since we have, yes, Mark here, and Brian Newman's here as well.
Mark, can you hear us? You're muted at the moment, so you'd need to unmute so we could hear you.
You can't see him either. Mark, can you hear us?
Okay, so we might as well move to item 12 then.
Yes, we might as well, yes. So that's tree planting on council-owned land. I think we can agree that the land listed in Appendix 1 is designated for tree planting.
Chairman, this was a report that went to Policy and Resources on the 17th of September. So I think they agreed some of these recommendations, but council has asked for it to be sent to area committees for any comment.
Yes, I think because obviously some of the areas do affect the area committees. I'm quite happy with the tree and woodland strategy for Pendle. One thing I would request is that when trees are planted, they are looked after. Because some time ago at Victoria Park, we planted quite a lot of trees. And they weren't looked after, and a lot of them did die. So. Mark, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Good. Do you have a report to make or not?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. We've had technical issues. So thank you, Joanne, for sending us the link a couple of minutes ago. Crime figures, we've only got August. With it being the first of the month, they've only just haven't been generated. Yeah. However, we can, I think you wanted an update on the ones from August about the increases. Main increase has been obviously antisocial behaviour and damage. We've done a lot of work around that with Tim Horsley at Pendle Council. The damages that were reported at Homefield House, we have spoken with one youth and carried out a community resolution. He is writing a letter of apology to the Parish Council. Another youth has been identified. The rest of the antisocial behaviour has stemmed around Belgarth. Again, we've got quite a number of names and they've all been visited in front of the parents. So we're doing some work around that, again with Tim Horsley, some preventative work for the future. So it's just to sort of clear that up, really. There's nothing else that's really sort of sprung to mind apart from we've had complaints about groups of students congregating, obviously breaching COVID from the college. We've had a joint meeting with a couple of residents and the college. In regards to that, we're going to be doing some joint patrols with college staff. We've already identified one student for behaving inappropriately and littering, etc., and being abusive. So there's work ongoing with that around the college. If there's any questions, we'll try our best to answer them.
Thank you very much, Mark. Any questions, anybody? I know you've talked about a couple of problem sites in Barrowford. Can I just check where they are?
It's the Belgarth Nursing Home.
Yes.
The owners have now installed security by way of CCTV and alarm system. That's directly linked to a security company. There has been a couple of activations, and speaking with local residents, they have attended the security very quickly. So we've had very few, if any, calls since this has been put in. So that seems to have had the desired effect. On top of that, with the youths we've identified as well. The other area has been around Homefield House area.
Thank you very much, Mark. Yes, yes, I think part of the problem at Homefield House is the fact that the container is next to the roof and it's easy access.
Yeah, it does allow easy access into the compound at the back as well.
So that's possibly up to the Parish Council to do something. I'll suggest it.
Good evening, Chair. I'm sorry to interrupt.
You're all right, Brian. I can hear you. I can't see you.
All right. Okay, hang on. Now then. I'm sorry about that. We just had a technical hitch here tonight as well. Could we ask, is there any update on the Parish bypass, the speeding on Parish bypass?
Pretty much the same response that the secretary at the Fence Parish Council passed to us,
Right.
Which was obviously Lancashire County Council are sort of saying average speed cameras are probably a no-no. I think it needs a bit more sort of a push really to put a bit of onus on LCC to try and put some traffic calming measures in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Newman. Any other questions for PC Dib? No? Right. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Environmental blight. There are no existing environmental blight sites, and none have been put forward. So anyway, the contact details, anything about that should be ported to Tricia Wilson or Julie Whittaker. Removal of payphones. If you remember at the last meeting, we discussed removing the payphones in Barley and Barrowford. Apparently, we have been in contact with the parish councils, and apparently Barrowford Parish Council are not too bothered about it.
Madam Chair.
Barley would like to keep their payphone, and the reasons for it is because they're very bad reception in Barley.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Yes, actually, I did approach John, Deputy Chairman, and discussed that with him, and there was no in favour of removing that telephone box. I did that 2 days after the last meeting. So they want to keep theirs. So obviously, but it spoke to them.
So they would like to keep that telephone.
Correct. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Well, no, they have a problem with the idea that the BT want to shut it down. So
Sorry, just to clarify, is Councillor Leonti talking about the Barrowford payphone?
no, he's talking about
Barley one, fine. Okay, so we're getting rid of the. You're happy to for the
Barrowford on opposite lane.
Yeah.
Concerned either way, but Barley would like to keep that phone.
That's correct.
Yes, I think the reason that they put forward before when we've discussed this is the fact that mobile reception is very bad in Barley. And if people are emergencies, people do have to use that telephone kiosk. So. Joanne, sorry, could you possibly contact BT and tell them that they do
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. I did
not
ask for an extension of time and I said that I'd get back to them tomorrow, so I'll email them.
Okay, thank you very much, Joanne. Right, we now move to exclusion of public and press. Are there any public and press here? No?
So councillors have to agree to exclude it so that we'll stop the live stream if that's the case, if you're happy to.
Proposed.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll let you know when Jane